the welterweight division we go. The numbers presented by Crescent Tools. Tony Soto versus Nguyen Reed.
You can see here Nguyen does have a little bit of a reach advantage, 3.5 inches. We know Tony Soto comes in throwing bombs, hard punches. Nguyen is going to want to continue to make him pay, pop that jab, keep Soto away from it at all times.
One of the biggest personalities in BKFC, Tony Soto, enters 3-0 in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Soto also 2-0 in pro boxing. Soto told us, I do not want to try to force the knockout in this fight. I want to establish clean striking rather than just rushing in and throwing. I'm going to keep moving in and out, but not into the pocket, into the mid-range.
Mid-range wants to utilize those feints. Feels like his opponent thinks he has a good jab, wants to meet his jab with his own jab.
Somewhere, both King Mo Lawal and the King Gordon Ryan are smiling at the crown of Tony Soto. Soto said, I want to throw liver punches, technical striking, and then turn this into a rugged fight. Of Nguyen Reed, Soto said he has a very traditional boxing style. I cannot let him establish that traditional boxing rhythm.
And one thing he talked about, going for the finish. He's known that he doesn't want to do that right now. He said the finish will come. All he has to do is go out there, let the fight come, let it happen, and the knockout will happen. You cannot go looking for it all the time.
Once again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the welterweight division, presented to you by OnlyFans. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight, he wears white trimmed in orange and pink. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, an even 159 pounds. He holds a pro boxing record of 3 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Broward County, Florida, here is Nguyen Sniper Reed. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears red and gold. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, an even 158 pounds. He is undefeated in the squared circle at 3-0. Fighting out of Hickory, North Carolina, by way of Brooklyn, New York. Here is the undefeated Tony Loco. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Nguyen Reed told us, I respect the power of Tony Soto. I will negate that power with my very fast counter punches. Round number 1. Red and gold trunks for Tony Soto. White and pink trunks for Nguyen Reed. The jab to the body. Soto coming in hard with big swings. So after that entry left hook, circling back out.
Well, I know Soto said he wants to let this knockout come, but it looks like he's throwing hard punches right now to try to make that happen.
They can step in right hand, misses from Reed. He resets. Double jab from Reed, not there. Soto to the inside. Soto stiff jab. Two not there from Reed. There's the left hand. Big swings from Soto, taking himself off balance, immediately resetting.
Soto just really putting everything in his punches. You got to be careful coming in. You get hit with the punch while you're coming in that hard, you're going to get hurt.
Continual rolls from Tony Soto. Open-handed striking guard. Double jab not there from Reed. He's on his back foot. Soto exploding in with the left hook. Now snatches the overhook.
Break. Step back clean, gentlemen. Step back.
Separation asked for, given by referee Andrew Glenn. Step in naked right hand again from Nguyen Reed. He is loading up that right hand, Chris.
And that naked right is a hard punch to see coming because it's not very common. That's definitely every now and again punch. You can't throw it too many times.
through from Soto. Slight walk down pressure from Tony Soto, now takes the backward step. Reed trying to establish that long-range jab. Getting late here in round number 1. There's the 10-second clack. Stiff jab, that landed from Reed. To the clinch, the overhook. Left hand from Soto to the bell. We move to round 2.
Very tight round there, Sean. Nobody was able to really get the upper hand. Difficult round to call right there as far as for the judges. Glad I'm not judging that one.
Hey, I didn't keep it right hand here today. Exactly what we thought. You'd have to go.
Soto is doing a good job of putting pressure on, but he's got to use his footwork a little bit better. He needs to come in a little bit more, get his head too far in front of his feet, and get himself a little off balance.
The outstanding bare knuckle and boxing trainer Ryan Perez in the corner of Nguyen Reed. We'll also note BKFC fighter Howard Davis.
You won the round. Be a little more offensive, all right?
You can see, look at Soto up first right now. You can check the cardio's there. He's fired up, ready to keep fighting.
Touch of hands. Fighters bouncing, now coming up to scratch round 2. Soto again. Told us he wanted to explode from the outside to the mid-range. 89% of the time, fighters tell us explode from the outside to the pocket. Left hand, more big swings from Soto. Right back from Reed. Reed has that very long-range jab. Big right hand. For 1-2 from the Jamaican Nguyen Reed. Soto again looking for the entry. That's ruled a slip, and correctly so by Andrew's right.
And that's what I'm talking about. Soto's continuing to put so much forward pressure right there. He's off balance as he's throwing his punches. He needs to get his feet into him a little bit more.
60 seconds remaining round 2.
He just wants to land those hard punches so bad. He's putting a little too much in. He needs to take his own advice right there and let the knockout happen.
You see Reed playing on the one, on that long jab. Feint from Soto. Jab not there from Reed. Entry right hook from Soto, again coming forward. 45 seconds remaining round 2.
I'd like to see Reed throwing some more of those right hands, providing two after the 1-2 is really good power. There it is right there. He's just not throwing it enough.
That's a good left hand lash from Soto. His more significant punches at this stage of the fight. Now on his back foot. So slightly, Tony Soto trying to turn up the temperature here. Latter stages of round number 2. Double jab from Nguyen Reed, not there, but it does back Soto off his striking line. Soto again looking for the entry, the duck under from Reed. Left hand, left hook from Soto. Next stop, round 3.
Right? But you can't let him steal those last seconds like that, all right? You can't let him, all right? Breathe. Take a deep breath. Put your heart down.
I think Reed is going to have to be a little bit more active right there. He's not throwing enough punches. He's throwing some jabs. Just kind of feel he's not really trying to land those punches. If he can land those, that 2, if he can land that right hand, that's his best chance right here. And you can see that right here, that 1-2. Perfect shot right there. If he can come with more of those, that's going to be his best chance. Even follow that up with, there's that right hand again. Follow that up with a hook if possible. The 1-2-3 would be beautiful to see right now, but just stand on the outside and pop the jab. Sometimes the judges are going to give it to the guy who's more active and putting on the pressure. And that is so fun.
Nice show of sportsmanship. Graciously by Tony Soto, received graciously by Nguyen Reed. Round number 3. Animosity is rare in this promotion, Chris. There's so much camaraderie.
Yeah, just like at the Knuckle Mania promo we just did.
Unlike other organizations who I've commentated for, we don't manufacture heat. When it's real, we embrace it. We don't artificially create
don't need to, Sean. It's just organic here.
80 seconds remaining, round 3. That was audacious from Nguyen Reed. Rear right uppercut through it naked. Missed on that. That allows the entry off of that punch for Soto. To the clinch. Either fighter looking active in the clinch. Separation clean.
And not a lot of, you can see right here, the strikes from last round. Soto almost doubled up his opponent.
By the way, I never bought into the manufactured heat. That's why I stopped commentating for them.
We like to hear it, Sean.
1-2, chest misses from Nguyen Reed.
And you can really see, it looks like right now, Soto's color is really starting to take over. He feels refreshed. It looks like he's actually starting to step up his movement and his output.
High and tight. On the striking guard for Soto, off the jab. 20 seconds to go, round number 3 of this welterweight fight. Into the clinch. Soto on the overhook. Lands the left hand. Good refereeing from Andrew Glenn, allowing this to go. Now the inactivity, that's the break. Final seconds, round number 3. Soto again to the body. Good sequence for Tony Soto. Hard to the body, to the bell as we move to round 4.
The best sequence of his fight for him right there for Soto. Really looks like he's starting to take over this fight. Reed looks tired right now. He's going to have to really regroup if he wants to have a chance to win this fight. He's going to have to come out this round different. Really start applying some pressure to Soto. Push him backwards.
Your right hand is good. And kill me. Leaving that right hand for the right hand. The right hand for the right hand. Got it? Hey, 1-2, 1-2-1. Touch. Number 4.
Right here, you can see the end of this round. Soto really pouring it on right there. And you can see Reed just defending, not coming back with punches like we saw Steve O'Malley do. That's how you have to stop a guy from continuing to put an onslaught of punches. You have to come back with your own hard punches. You can't just keep ducking and blocking. That does not work, especially with the judges.
Tony Soto was so eager to get up to scratch to start round 4, he nearly forgot his mouthpiece. Good corner work. They had to call him back. Round number 4 underway. So no doubt felt very good about how he finished round number 3. Sequence to the body. There's a right hook to the body, and it drops Nguyen Reed. That's the continuation of the body punches from round 3 here into the early stages of round 4.
And Reed doing a hard look at his corner. You can tell he does not want to be here.
Time called now by referee Andrew Glenn. So it's the knockdown score, the mandatory 8, and now the medical timeout called by Glenn. This fight is over, and there is the win for Tony Soto. Now 4-0 in BKFC. Let Soto's celebration begin.
And there it was. And the hype train continues right now. Tony Soto is continuing hit on all cylinders right now. Fired up. Looked fantastic out there. Kept getting stronger as the fight went on. That's what we want to see from these guys. When that fight gets tough, some people back up. This guy continues to get tougher as the fight goes on. And there, just that nice left hand to the face is what caused the damage right there by Soto. That pressure, continuing to come forward, throwing punches, landed one.
Off microphone, I just spoke to referee Andrew Glenn. He said that is a corner stoppage. It was a clean knockdown on the body punch. Reed then taking the mandatory 8, and then Ryan Perez in the corner of Nguyen Reed, Reed's trainer, stopping this fight.
I think that was a good job. As Reed looked over, you could tell the look in his face. He wanted out of there. So as soon as the corner recognizes that, you should not have your fighter continue. They're just going to take damage. You let your fighter fight until you know he has no chance of winning.
Your corner in all combat sports should always be your advocate. They should never be your bully. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, The red corner steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 31 seconds into round number 4. For your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Tony Loco Soto.
Another fantastic performance by Tony Soto. Just continues to keep rolling. This guy definitely wants a title, and he's trying to set himself up for that. He's doing a great job, Sean.
Like the aforementioned Mo Lawal, Gordon Ryan, and I will add in Jerry Lawler. If you wear the crown, you have to deliver, and Tony Soto continues to deliver again. 4 fights, 4 wins in BKFC. Victorious by way of 4th round TKO, Tony Soto defeats Nguyen Reed.
The world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents BKFC 42, Friday, May 12th. In the main event, the undefeated Tony Loco Soto looks to add another notch to his belt, but the tough as nails Tyler El Tornado Goodjohn stands in his way. In the co-main event, Doug Cold Red Coltrane knuckles up with big boy Blake Lacaze. It's BKFC 42. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com. Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
People that are missing it are missing out big time.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
Our co-main event of the evening, Tyler Goodjohn versus felony Charles Bennett. Our tale of the tape is presented by Fusion CBD products.
Right here you have a bit of a reach advantage for Tyler Goodjohn. He definitely wants to utilize that, wants to stay on the outside, show his head movement, punch his opponent when he cannot be hit. He also has a very good age advantage. He's 12 years the junior to felony Bennett. So I think he feels like he's going to be much faster. His reaction time's going to be better. He's going to be able to do what other people can't do. He really wants to showcase his fight IQ and his skill and show the people of America what he's learned over in Britain.
Felony Charles Bennett, 73 fights in his pro MMA career, which began in September 1999, including 5 bouts in Pride. Bennett told us his major focus in training was improving his cardio. This is his 3rd fight in BKFC, enters at 0-2, and he really feels that both of those losses were due to the fact that he gassed out early.
Well, that and he hurt his hand, but you could really see when, especially in that last fight when he fought Bedford, one of the best guys we've had in this sport, he had him hurt a little bit. He had him in a bad situation with some cuts, so he might be accurate. He's very accurate in his punching. He's very complete as a fighter. He just has to work on that cardio. That's been addressed. Let's see if it makes a huge difference.
Bennett said, I have to confuse and frustrate Goodjohn, keep moving, counter hooks off of his jab, use my eccentricity, use my creativity.
And that's what he has better than anybody. The thing is, Goodjohn hasn't fought anybody like this. He's hard to predict. How can you train for a guy who
native United Kingdom, 13-5 in pro boxing, 3-0 in pro bare knuckle, all in the UK. Goodjohn relocating for this fight to Las Vegas. He's been training with the outstanding BKFC fighter Christine Faria, who you will see in his corner. With this new rules set in the United States different to what they use in England, Goodjohn has put a premium on fighting in the clinch.
Absolutely. He talked about working with a lot of MMA guys, utilizing that clinch, understanding even if it's not going to be huge benefit for his offense, he has to understand it for the defense. We already know he has the head movement skill. We already know he has accuracy with his hands. We have to see he can be a complete fighter here with this different rule set, and he's been doing the right thing, working on it from the beginning.
Goodjohn told us he's not much of an MMA fan. He did not really know who Felony Charles Bennett was when he signed the contract, and then he was inundated by his friends in the UK saying, I cannot believe you're fighting Charles Bennett.
That's a funny thing, you know, he's not a big MMA fan, more of a boxing guy, you can tell there, but you know, Charles Bennett's reputation precedes him from all the other people. People were letting him know this is a huge deal.
Goodjohn told us, I have to be aware of his unpredictability. I have to rely on my skill set. I feel I'm a much, much better boxer.
I mean, and you can just tell right now, the guy is a showman. He's out here. He thrives on this type of environment. He wants to be the underdog. He wants to come over here and show the world he is the best bare knuckle fighter in the world.
It is our co-main event. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the co-main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds at a bare knuckle weight of 150 pounds. Presented to you by Fusion CBD Sports Water. All the benefits you need for fast muscle recovery. Visit FusionCBDProducts.com. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and red. His official weight, 148.8 pounds. He is a true MMA veteran of 73 professional fights, and he steps into the squared circle for the third time as a bare knuckle fighter. Please welcome the longtime fighting veteran from Ocala, Florida. Here is Felony Charles Bennett. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and gold. His official weight, an even 150 pounds. He is undefeated as a bare knuckle fighter at 3-0. Here is the undefeated British bare knuckle world champion, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Ely, Cambridgeshire, England. Here is Tyler El Tornado Goodjohn. And our referee in charge of the action, Bill Clancy.
Stay back, I'll call you in.
The outstanding BKFC fighter and MMA fighter Jason Knight now joins us on commentary. Britton Hart, Shaquille O'Neal, Jason Knight. We keep on rolling with the guest commentators. Glad to have you. Round number 1. Tyler Goodjohn, black and gold trunks, black and red trunks for Felony Charles Bennett.
I think this is going to be a good fight. Tyler Goodjohn, I believe he's fixing to outclass Felony, or Crazy Horse, whatever you want to call him.
Well, he wants to be called Felony.
Yeah.
You can call him Crazy Horse.
I've known him as Crazy Horse since I was a kid, so I'm not going to change it up now.
You see the head movement? Hands down, almost taunting now from Goodjohn, right to the body.
There's one thing he talked about in his training. Sometimes he'll put his hands down and spar like that. That's how he's gotten so good at that head movement. It's very impressive.
Overhand right misses the mark. Bennett missing on the counter, eats that left hand from Goodjohn.
I think Goodjohn's a possible opponent for me in the future. I would like to fight him with his hands down.
Lead left hook from Bennett off the mark. See the feints, the duck under from Tyler Goodjohn. Going forward, that's the left hook, his second left hook. And very low from both fighters, leaping rear right uppercut. We talked about the creativity of Bennett, you saw with that punch. 45 seconds remaining, round number 1. Chant of USA in favor of Bennett from this Biloxi, Mississippi crowd.
Bennett's looking pretty good early on, you know.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see as the fight goes on how he actually trained. I think it's been a while since he's actually taken a fight.
Flush knockdown, one punch.
Good knockdown.
Well, and you could tell that didn't really hurt Felony. It was just kind of caught him off balance. When you get in those positions and you get in odd angles, that's the danger. If you get hit, you're going to get knocked down.
Yeah, crossing those feet, getting flat-footed. I had a lot of problem with that in the first fight with Artem. Got flat-footed, you know, crossed my feet up and got caught a lot. And I made the adjustments, improved in the second fight.
Oh, absolutely. You could tell in that first fight, I mean, I can't remember which round it was, but I mean, I think 4 times people went to the ground. I don't even know if any of them were counted as knockdowns. I mean, it was just you guys were going at each other so hard, they were just throwing at each other.
You see Christine Faria in the corner of Tyler Goodjohn. Goodjohn giving so much credit to Faria. They're training together in Las Vegas and adapting to this United States BKFC rule set. So different from what you fought under in bare knuckle in England, Chris.
Absolutely, you know, and you have to go there and you have to adapt. And that's one thing he's willing to do is go out there and change his style. Like we talked about right there, Felony was just kind of squared up on him, was in a bad position, had his hands down and off balance as he gets hit. Watch, boom, just kind of.
I don't really know if Goodjohn took Felony lightly, but he's not quite as good as I thought he was. You know, from watching him on YouTube and stuff, I was thinking that Goodjohn was a little more impressive than he's being tonight. He's definitely fighting a good fight, but I think he's getting caught more than he should.
Round number 1. You see the slow start to this second round. Both fighters staring at each other.
Now, would you attribute that maybe to a little improved Felony, somebody who's actually came in shape, an awkward fighter, or you just think that maybe Goodjohn, things you've seen have just been some highlight videos?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not real sure. I expected to come in and see Goodjohn completely outclass Felony, but it's actually a pretty good fight right now. You know, they're pretty tip for tap.
Absolutely.
I was thinking it was going to be very one-sided, but so far it has not been that way.
Again, you saw that leaping rear right uppercut from Bennett, threw it in round number 1. Goodjohn, smirk on his face, shakes his head no. Look at Goodjohn, hands completely down, using the head movement.
Wow.
Right hand again. Watch your head, watch your head. Bill Clancy telling both fighters, watch your head on the inside. Goodjohn cut over his right eye in the brow. Eats that right hand in a second from Bennett. 55 seconds remaining round number 2.
What an awkward style, man. Jeez, I mean, who fights like this? He's just like just trying to get his guy to come in so he can counter.
If we do happen to fight, I hope he fights me the same exact way.
Hands down, chin out?
Hands down, chin out. We're going to see if I can touch it.
Bennett pulling out. See the smear of blood all around the right eye of Tyler Goodjohn. Both fighters with their hands down. Short right hand from Goodjohn. Bennett his snap right hand.
You know, usually at this point, I'm trying to pull out technical things these guys need to do different, but these guys aren't fighting technical. They have their own style they've developed over years. So me saying that is kind of useless.
They're doing a lot of unorthodox stuff that you normally wouldn't see, especially in a bare knuckle fight. You think they'd be fighting a little safer.
Left hook lands. Takes Bennett off his striking line, but not down, and we end round number 2.
Exactly what you said there. You don't usually see this, especially in a bare knuckle fight, because people know it just takes one punch. These guys are taking huge risks right now. If you get hit with one of these shots, it could be it. But they're getting hit with some of these shots, and they're still on their feet. It's pretty impressive, actually.
I mean, the thing about it, you get cut so much easier.
There's those hands down. Both guys landing punches right there. Trading left hooks.
One of the big things about him fighting with his hands down, you know, in bare knuckle you get cut so much easier. And, you know, I've seen him in some of his fights. He's actually got a really good, you know, high guard when he puts his hands up. And I don't really know why he's fighting like this, because we've already seen one fight tonight get stopped due to a cut. And why would you want to lose to a guy that you're technically better than just because, you know, you're trying to show off?
Well, I think he talked about wanting to really impress the people here and showing the different skill set. the skills that he has that most people don't possess. So I think that's what he's trying to do. But he's got to be careful because nobody wants to see you do that and lose.
No, that's it. You know, I don't want to see you showboat and then get knocked out. You know, if you showboat and you go out there and you make the other guy look like a fool, then yeah, that's worth it. But right now, he's not doing that.
Yeah. One thing I saw at one point there, looked like Felony looked down at his right hand. I know he's had hand problems in the past.
You know, that's one thing I don't really agree with about Felony is if I break my hand, I'm not a one-handed fighter in there. I got two hands, one of them's just broken, you know, that's just the way it is. I could never see myself quitting because my hands hurt.
Yeah.
Goodjohn just pawing on the cut over his right brow. And it's Bennett hands down, sticking his head out. Goodjohn missing with that left hook. Bennett with the right hand from the wide open stance. 1 minute remaining, round number 3. Big swing and a miss from Felony Charles Bennett.
I feel like Bennett's cardio is a lot better than the last time I seen him fight. You know, he's actually looking pretty well in this fight. He doesn't look like he's going to gas out soon. He's not really slowing down, so excited to see where this goes.
Well, and it looks like he can fight at this pace for a long time. He's fighting when he wants to fight. You know, I think he has the benefit right there. Good job. They're doing a lot of feints and they're out there with head movement, but that's not wearing much energy away from him.
Goodjohn the duck under, jab to the body, not much on that punch. 15 seconds remaining, round number 3. Left hand partially blocked by Bennett.
I hate the fact that they're both just looking for the big knockout punch. I would like to see them actually put together some combos.
It's a very awkward fight, man. A lot of haymakers are being thrown, not a lot of technical fighting going on, but this is their style and it works for them typically. But you got two guys doing it, and it makes it a very strange fight to watch.
Yeah, I know that both of them possess more skill than they're showing, and they're actually both doing pretty good as far as landing some shots, making it exciting, but I would like to see them put it together a little more.
A good left hand right there landed by Felony.
Yeah, like I said earlier, man, this is definitely not a one-sided fight. I thought for sure that Goodjohn was going to come in here and run away with this thing, but so far he has not done that. Felony, please do not quit because of your hand.
It looks, there's a weird discussion going on right now.
Yeah.
I don't like the looks of that either.
It almost looks like his coach was convincing him to keep going.
Yep, exactly.
Stay back, I'll call you.
Get up off the stool.
Is he not?
Mouthpiece, sir.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, he's going out there.
Okay.
Hold the line, gentlemen.
I was worried he wasn't going to answer the bell for a second.
Both fighters up to scratch, round number 4. Again, the delayed start from both fighters, staring at each other. Good left to the body from Bennett. Jumping in with that left hand. Goodjohn subtling, waving Bennett forward, then sticking out his tongue. You see the clowning from both fighters.
Yeah, you usually get one fighter who fights like this. This is a strange time when you got both of them.
If one of the two fighters would put together a combination, if they keep coming forward a little more, throw a few more punches, whenever they miss and they're leaning way back, they're on that back foot, they can land some punches while they're on that back foot and possibly do something with it.
Right to the sternum in the last sequence, now a jab to the body.
Jason, if you're fighting either one of these guys and you see this, what are you going to do?
I'm pressuring. You know, I'm not going to stand there and you punch at me. You punch at me, I slip. I punch at you, you slip. No, we're gonna see if I can put the pressure on you and if you can stand up to it.
Bennett was yelling at Clancy, saying it was a knockdown. Goodjohn could have punched him there, but showed sportsmanship and restraint.
Yeah, that definitely was not a knockdown.
No, I mean, it looked like he just threw a punch and missed.
Fully agreed.
I mean, he might have touched him on the way down, but that was not what caused the knockdown.
Right hand misses from Felony Charles Bennett. Right then the left miss from Tyler Goodjohn.
Man, I don't know if they're counting damage points and stuff like that. Bennett could win this thing. You know, I expected it to be a runaway, but Bennett's face still looks pretty. Well, not pretty, but
unscathed.
Yeah, unscathed, I guess you could say.
I see what you're saying.
You and Tyler Goodjohn, Jason, thought this fight would be a runaway.
Exactly, man. I'm wondering if maybe Tyler Goodjohn slacked on his training or just Bennett pushed it.
Final seconds, round number 4, the bell. The mugging continues, then the touch of hands as we move to the 5th and final round.
I like the pace, though. They're both setting a good pace. They're both making it exciting.
You watch the fight right here. Looks like he steps on his foot of Tyler Goodjohn right here.
Yeah, that's what I want to see is this slip. Oh, no, he did land a punch. I don't think that's what knocked him down. I think it was the fact that he missed, but still.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought it was supposed to be like if the punch is what caused you to go down, that's what it was. But I don't think that was what caused the knockdown.
Yeah.
I think he would have fallen down had the punch landed or not.
Yeah,
that's why they didn't call it.
The big swing and a miss,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
Again, Tyler Goodjohn in that sequence, and first off, I believe Bill Clancy 100% correct, that was a slip. As Bennett is arguing with Clancy, Goodjohn legally could have punched Bennett, and he chose not to.
That's good sportsmanship.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to win that way.
I could see where if you're felony, though, you could argue that. You know, I landed a punch and then he fell shortly after, you know.
5th and final round of our co-main event at 150 pounds. The Englishman Tyler Goodjohn in his US and BKFC debut versus felony Charles Bennett.
A lot of talk going on there right now.
Goodjohn readjusting his mouthpiece.
I wanted to watch this fight. I've been looking forward to Goodjohn coming over for a while, and I kind of wanted to size him up a little bit. And I know it's a good fight, man, but I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be. I think this is a good fight for me.
Right hand misses from Bennett. Bennett missed and then grabbed his right hand. That was either pain or mock pain.
That was a hit of his hand.
It hit the shoulder.
Bill
I
Clancy
know, but
rules
his
that a
hand
slip.
still hit the ground, though, right?
It's a punch to a legal target, and anything but the soles of your feet touch,
Maybe,
it's rightfully a knockdown.
Maybe that was like a payback right there.
1 minute remaining, 5th and final round.
I would like to see somebody, you know, just really run away with it. Because right now, if I'm a judge, it's kind of hard to judge.
I would agree. You know, there was the knockdown in the first round.
Which presumably, although not guaranteed, 10-8 round for Tyler Goodjohn. This has been a very close fight. Certainly the best that felony Charles Bennett has looked. And now his 3rd fight in BKFC.
Definitely the best he's looked inside the squared circle. You know, the best he's looked in years to me. You know, when I grew up, I watched this guy a lot, and I used to be a big fan. But, you know, he hasn't been the same guy as he was years ago in a long time.
Smears of blood around both eyes of Tyler Goodjohn. And Jason, as you noted, felony Charles Bennett's face relatively clean. Final seconds of our co-main event. Left hook misses from Bennett.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a judge for this fight, man, because it's been pretty much tit for tat.
That is the end of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 5 rounds, here are the score totals from our judges at ringside. Our first and second judges scored the fight 48-46, and our third judge scores the fight 49-45 for your winner by unanimous decision, Tyler El Tornado Goodjohn.
Tyler Goodjohn in his US and Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship debut, recording the lone knockdown of the fight. Felony Charles Bennett, very game, very creative, going the full 5 rounds at 10 minutes. And the victory by way of unanimous decision goes to Tyler Goodjohn as he defeats felony Charles Bennett.
The world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents BKFC 42, Friday, May 12th. In the main event, the undefeated Tony Loco Soto looks to add another notch to his belt, but the tough as nails Tyler El Tornado Goodjohn stands in his way. In the co-main event, Doug Cold Red Coltrane knuckles up with big boy Blake Lacaze. It's BKFC 42. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com. Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
People that are missing it are missing out big time.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
It is the tale of the tape. Sean Moffett versus Tony Soto at 155 pounds.
And Sean, very odd when you look at this. You have Sean Moffett with a 2-inch height advantage. However, Tony Loco Soto does have, looks like about a 5.5-inch reach advantage on his opponent. He's going to want to utilize that. Stay outside, pepper Sean Moffett. Every time Sean Moffett steps in to land a punch, he should be eating a jab or a 1-2 from Tony Loco Soto.
Tony Soto, 1-0 in BKFC, 2-0 in his pro boxing career. In our fighter meeting, Chris, Soto, very candid. He said, I was just simply too laid back in my bare knuckle fighting championship debut against Joshua Sykes last July. He said, I'm a hungrier fighter this time around. I want to record a big finish to show that I truly belong in this promotion.
Well, he said he felt like he panicked a little bit. He said he hurt his hand and didn't know exactly how to deal with that. Not going to happen this time. Wants to be more strategic with his shots. He wants to jab to the body and then come with that overhand. He feels like his opponent leaves his chin open, and he's going to test it.
Soto also told us, constant feints. I want to set a high pace. I need to make Sean Moffett move. Ultimately, body punches are my key to victory.
Throwing more feints, throwing more strengths. Wants to fight like Canelo. Says he wants to get in there, get underneath that clinch, and land punches against his opponent.
Hello, 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 Wichita! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the magnificent Intrust Bank Arena here in Wichita, Kansas! And welcome to the most exciting combat sport on planet Earth today. We are live worldwide with BKFC 23. We are set for our next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Presented to you by Crescent Tools. Introducing you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears gold and black. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, 155.5 pounds. He is undefeated in the squared circle at 1-0. Fighting out of Hickory, North Carolina, by way of Brooklyn, New York. Here is Tony Loco Soto. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears white and gold. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 154.4 pounds. He is also undefeated at 1-0, fighting out of Wichita, Kansas. Here is Sean the Misfit Moffett. And our referee in charge of the action, Kerry Hatley.
This and all bouts tonight are scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Tonight's 3 judges have been assigned by the Kansas Athletic Commission. And again, real-time scoring here in Kansas. That means after every round, the fighters, their corners, and on the broadcast, we see the 3 official judges' scorecards. Round number 1. Left hooks to open for Tony Soto. He's in the black trunks, white trunks for Sean Moffett. Moffett immediately to the inside. There's the right hand, spins out Tony Soto.
Just like we talked about, I wouldn't be surprised if Mama tries to get in and utilize that wrestling just like that.
Easy, man. What's the knuckle up?
Sean Moffett on the underhook. Again, we said he wrestled at Bethany College. Overhand right by Soto. Now to the inside. Body shots from Sean Moffett on the counter and the clinch.
You can see Soto right now trying to clinch right now, trying to just do what he can, but Moffett keeps hitting with punches, so Soto had to give up on that.
Tony Soto was talking to referee Kerry Hatley looking for the break, but Hatley was correct in letting it go. It was an active clinch as Moffett was continuing to throw to the body.
If one guy is holding and the other guy is hitting, they're going to let that go.
Big left hand. That slowed down Sean Moffett.
Looked like it rocked him for a little bit.
Moffett cut outside of his right crown. Right hand, and that drops Sean Moffett.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You good?
Off the mandatory 8 count from Kerry Hatley.
Knuckle up.
We continue.
Moffett is hurt right now. He better try and clinch right now. Soto was right when he saw the first way that Moffett reacted that first left hand. He was hurt. He slowed down a little bit.
Back to the inside, right hand gets through from Sean Moffett. Left hand misses from Tony Soto.
He might be landing some punches, but I still think it'd be wise to hit him a clinch right now. There you go.
Into the clinch. 25 seconds remaining, round number one.
Step back, knuckle up.
See the spear of blood on the face of Sean Moffett again. Cut outside of his left brow. 2 big left hooks lands from Tony Soto. 15 seconds to go, round one. Another left hand and another from Soto. Moffett's taking some thudding shots. Now uppercuts from the half tie plum. That lands on Soto as he pulls this fight back to the center circle. And that is the end of a very good round number one.
Very tough round for Sean Moffett. He's got to do what he can to get his legs underneath him right there. They weren't quite there after he took that first left hand. It seemed like he was a little bit out of it.
He's waiting for you. Listen to me. He is waiting
when you get rocked like that, when you get knocked down, very good to get on the inside, clinch, and try and get your legs. Use some dirty boxing skills in there.
Don't get against the rope. Huh? Wipe his eye. Close it, close it. Oh, you want some water? Oh. Gotta have that tail. We're good. We're good. Some water. Hey. That better some water on there. John, get in there and get nasty now.
And you can see he just...
Hey, he going back for that cut.
Soto threw that looping overhand right after he'd already landed a good left hand that hurt Sean Moffett. So is that just timing and waiting for that right time, and he just threw that overhand right, landed perfectly.
Sporting touch of hands.
All right, man, here we go, round two. Ready?
Round two underway. Big left hand, and just like that, down goes Sean Moffett for the second time in this fight.
And he's still hurt right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they took a very close look at him.
7, 8, hands up. Left this one. All right, here we go. Ready? Knuckle up.
We continue.
Soto should step all over him right now. He knows his opponent's hurt. One punch should end it.
Overhand right from Soto. Big left hand, that might be it. Flat on his back is Sean Moffett, taking the count from Kerry Hatley.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Credit to Sean Moffett. He's been dropped 3 times now in this fight. Up to his feet.
This is where Moffett really needs to be careful. He could get hurt. He needs to get inside right now, and I don't care. Don't let go even when the referee tells you.
Just saw the diversion right hand. Shooting it out is Tony Soto, feeling really good about things here in round number 2.
Moffett has his hands down a little bit. Needs to keep them up, close to that face, protecting his face.
55 seconds remaining in the second round. Big stiff jab lands from Soto and another.
See, right now he's got his opponent just reaching for every time Soto throws a
left hand, and that is it. Game, set, match, Tony Soto.
Good stop by the referee right now. That was just going to keep happening. Sean Moffett's too tough for his own good. He's going to keep getting up, and he's going to keep getting rocked. Excellent job by Tony Loco. Soto just was able to go in there, land punches at will. Everything he landed was clean.
Again, there's no 3 knockdown rule in BKFC, but Kerry Hatley shows why he is one of the best combat sports referees in the world. No need to count. Moffett dropped for the 3rd time. He was done. That's the win for Tony Soto.
Absolutely. Like we said, he can continue to get up. He's a tough individual, but there's really nothing to be gained right now. Once you get dropped where your legs aren't underneath you, you can't move properly. Your head's not all the way there. Just by being tough, that's just going to cause problems. Better for the referee to stop it, let him continue to fight another day. And right here, we just keep showing the different knockdowns. You can tell after the last time he got up, the referee was very close to stopping it right then. He was just needing an excuse. He got knocked down one more time. That was it.
Again, in our fighter meeting, Tony Soto very hard on himself despite defeating Joshua Sykes by unanimous decision in his BKFC debut last July. He said, I was too passive. He said, I want to make a statement. Mission accomplished. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Kerry Hatley, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 1 minute 20 seconds into round number 2 for your winner by KO, Tony Loco Soto.
Good job, man. Let's go.
Sean Soto said he wants to be the future of not only this division, but this organization. That was a great first step right there that he just took.
Tony Soto 2-0 in pro boxing and now 2-0 in BKFC. The win with emphasis, dropping Sean Moffett once in round number 1 and 3 times to the finish in round number 2. Tony Soto, composure, class, and a lot of punching power. That left hand landing flush. Credit to Sean Moffett, a lot of toughness, a lot of heart, but too much power, too much accuracy from Tony Soto. The winner by way of second round knockout, Tony Soto defeats Sean Moffett.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
People that are missing it are missing out big time.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
The armbands come off, and we'll see what he's really made of.
Confidence is the key in this game. If you're not confident, then you shouldn't even be in this game. Bare knuckle's a dangerous sport.
You are in trouble.
Tyler Goodjohn, guess what? I'm coming for you.
My name is El Tornado Tyler Goodjohn, the UK bare knuckle Viking living here in Miami, Florida. My bare knuckle record, I was BKB World Champion back home in the UK, fought the very best there, come out on top. I've come over here, signing in America, BKFC. I fought Luis Palomino, the pound for pound #1, in a very good fight.
You see the energy from both men up to scratch. The bell in round number 1. Good step left jab. That took Palomino backwards off his striking line. Big right hand. You see Goodjohn pointing to his mouth, pointing to his chest, telling Palomino come forward. Palomino obliges. Good left hand by Palomino in the pocket. There's a right hand that lands from the Englishman, Tyler Goodjohn.
Good job.
Fighters talking. That is the end of the fight. And still.
I fought James Lilly, 7-0. Taking on the very best in the game.
Round number 1. Big swings from Lilly, straight punches. Good right hand from Goodjohn again. Lilly circling out. 40 seconds to go, 5th and final round.
My goals in the BKFC are obviously to be the very best, build myself a legacy, which I'm very much on the way to doing. I fought for the BKFC title, but I've done it under some really tough circumstances in the middle of the pandemic. So I'm just looking to push on, fight the very best in the game. I'm not one of these people that wants to build my record up and fight guys that I know I can beat. I want to test myself against the very best. Tony Soto, like I say, he's 4-0, he's unbeaten. For me, he's untested. So I want to be that guy who tests him, get this fight won, and then push on for the BKFC title again, get another shot and go from there.
My name's Tony Loco Soto, and I'm fighting out of Hickory, North Carolina, AKA the King of the Carolinas, baby.
Tony Loco Soto.
Big left-handed, just like that. Down goes Sean Moffett for the second time in this fight.
Being originally born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, when I moved out here to North Carolina, I started taking over the fight scene. I went a year and a half after knocking out my first MMA opponent in 23 seconds. I went a year and a half with backouts. So I decided to go to pro boxing, which I dominated in pro boxing, and heard about bare knuckle. I went into bare knuckle, and I've been dominating in bare knuckle. This is why I'm the king. Well, confidence is the key in this game. If you're not confident, then you shouldn't even be in this game. Bare knuckle's a dangerous sport. Tyler is just another stepping stone to what my ultimate goal is as King of the Carolinas. I'm looking to be King of BKFC. So honestly, after my second fight, we actually wanted Goodjohn. We can go back to previous messages if we needed to, but apparently he's been saying that he wanted me and he called for this fight and that he wanted to prove himself to get back in the winning column to beat me. Not gonna happen.
For me, he's a little bit of a clout chaser. I see him on social media and these fights laying on the canvas after he took these wins, like he's just fought for the world title. And to be honest, it's a little bit annoying because, like I say, he hasn't fought anyone yet. So, yeah, I'm going to take real joy in beating him down next week. I think I can beat Tony Soto in just every department, to be honest with you. You know, boxing, fighting, you know, like I say, the guy hasn't been there where I am. He hasn't been in them hard fights yet. You know, he's been fighting debutantes and people losing records. So I'm going to take him into deep, deep waters. You know, the armbands come off Friday, May 12th, and we'll see what he's really made of.
We're all human. We all bleed the same. We all breathe the same. Nobody's different. You know, by saying, oh, they're built different, they ain't built different. And I'm gonna tell you right now, he has been tested, but he's never fought somebody who's not only the Loco, but also the king. As long as he's there, he's in my way. And there's other goals that I'm trying to reach in this. And I feel like by me beating him proves to everyone that I belong here. That not only am I a bare knuckle fighter, but I'm also a high-level bare-knuckle fighter and can fight anybody at any time, at any place, with no discretions.
Tony, I'm taking you into deep, deep waters. Friday, May 12th, Greenville, South Carolina. The armbands come off, my son. Make sure you bring that energy to fight night, brother, because you are in trouble.
Knuckle Fighting Championship is brought to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Greenville, South Carolina Fight Night in the Emerald City. We are here with the preview. 3 scraps to get the party started here at the Bon Secours Wellness Center. Doug Coltrane burst onto the bare knuckle scene in 2022, and 2 wins later, he stands across from the younger, bigger Blake Lacaze, coming off a career performance in New Orleans. And in the main event, 4-0 self-proclaimed king of the Carolinas, Tony Loco Soto has fought his way to the top of the card. But El Tornado Tyler Goodjohn is a tough, gritty fighter looking to hand out his first L. And welcome to upstate South Carolina. Welcome to the Bon Secours Wellness Center, and welcome to BKFC 42. What an incredible night it is going to be here in Greenville. Folks, we got so many great fight fans here in Greenville, South Carolina, a great fighting city, and tonight it gets taken up to the next level here with BKFC 42. Right now we are in the preview, so let's talk about how you can see the entire show. You got to get the official BKFC app. For $7.99, you'll get tonight's event. You're going to get next week in Omaha, Nebraska, and you can relive all the amazing goodness that was BKFC 41 in Denver, Colorado, right there on the BKFC app. Grab merch, buy tickets, everything right there on the app. One place, right for you. All the BKFC action you could ask for. And folks, it's going down tonight. You know, we're coming off the heels of the biggest show ever, but we got to follow it up with some good stuff here in Greenville, South Carolina. Let's go down to our incredible commentary team, Sean Wheelock, Chris Lytle. First up, Sean, when I look at this main event, Tony Soto, Tyler Goodjohn, 2 incredibly hungry fighters that are trying to get to the top of this division. I'm sure you can agree.
Absolutely. It's a really intriguing main event. It's a really crucial fight for both men in our main event at 155 pounds. Tony Soto and Tyler Goodjohn. Now, coming into fight week, there was low-level animosity. Following last night's weigh-ins, Cyrus, there is full-on heat between Tony Soto and Tyler Goodjohn. I was backstage. I witnessed what happened after this on stage, as you see right here. Make no mistake, this was a full-on shoot. This was not a work. This is going to be something special in our main event tonight.
100%. Not a work. That's a shoot. I mean, you see the face on Goodjohn coming after Soto. Multiple people had to jump in there and separate them. Can't wait for this main event. Chris, obviously we got to talk about the odds here. Folks want to make a little bit of money on this card. When you take a look at it, where would you throw your money down?
If you're paying attention, if you're watching every fight, you know there's a lot of money made if you're paying attention. A lot of good money being made right now. The thing that jumps out the page at me is Dustin Pegg right there at -150. He's looked nothing short of phenomenal to me. You bet $150, you win $100. That's where I'm putting all my money.
Well, Chris, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right with DraftKings Sportsbook, and you can get a $50 bonus bet with DraftKings with a $5 or more deposit. For new customers, scan the QR code, put in the promo code BKFC42, get hooked up, have some fun, play tonight with DraftKings Sportsbook. Now let's take a look at the rules for BKFC. All fights scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. The fights are scored by 3 judges on a 10-point must system. Hand wraps must be at least 1 inch below the bare knuckle. Punching in the clinch is allowed. No 3 knockdown rule. No being saved by the bell in any round. No kicks, knees, elbows, takedowns, or submissions. And with that being said, let's go to our first fight. This is your Crescent Tools Tell the Tape.
We open at 155 pounds. John Barnard versus Josh Marr.
Look here, Marr does have a 2.5-inch reach advantage against the shorter, smaller Barnard, so he's going to want to stay outside. His Marr going to want to stay out, land the jab, land the two, make the shorter opponent come in to land those hard shots to win the fight.
Josh Marr set to enter his third bout in the sport of bare knuckle fighting, in his second here promotionally in BKFC. Marr also a veteran of 5 pro MMA bouts. In our fighter meeting, Marr said that through 2 bare knuckle fights, he feels that he has now developed an awareness, a patience. He said, make no mistake, I understand fully, patience is crucial in this sport.
Absolutely, the patience, because he doesn't want to take unnecessary damage. He feels like he's done that in the past. He's now focused on his jabs, his head movement, his footwork, and keeping the range that he wants to keep.
Marr said, I want to establish my reach and outside range quickly. I don't want to get caught standing in the pocket and trading with my opponent, John Barnard.
Feels like he wants to make his opponent rush into him. He's got the reach, he's got the range. He has to make his opponent come in and then counter, capitalize on his opponent's mistake, especially when he fades.
Marr said, I'm going to bait in John Barnard off of my jab, target his body, and showcase my excellent head movement and footwork.
Absolutely, that footwork, but he says constant angles. That's the main thing. He doesn't want to be linear angles the entire fight.
That is the flag of his native Hawaii, and that is John Barnard set for his BKFC debut. Barnard 29-4 in pro kickboxing, 2-0 in pro Muay Thai. He's also had 3 pro MMA bouts. Barnard said, as a fighter, I feel that whether it's kickboxing, Muay Thai MMA, or it will be in bare knuckle, I get better, I get stronger, I get smarter as the fights progress.
And that's rare. If he could do that, that's going to be a fantastic thing. But that being said, he said he wants to come out and start off fast. Wants to come out, he really wants to leave an impression on the crowd.
Barnard said, I'm going to keep moving, heavy pressure, a high volume of punches of his opponent in this bout, Josh Marr. Barnard said, I think he's going to swing big early. He's going to try to knock me out off of scratch, but I also think he'll slow down. Barnard went on to say, I think Marr has a slow jab. I'm going to counter with fast, hard right hands.
And one thing I like that Barnard said was he really wants to hit and don't get hit from the pocket. That's hard to do. That's rare. Let's see if he can do it.
To get our evening started here in Greenville, South Carolina, we send it to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to the Bon Secours Wellness Arena here in Greenville, South Carolina. And welcome to BKFC 42. BKFC for review begins tonight with 5 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Presented to you by Fubo TV. Watch live sports and TV without cable, including BKFC on Fubo TV. Start your 7-day free trial at FuboTV.com. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears red and gold. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 155.6 pounds. Tonight, he steps into the squared circle for the second time. Fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, here is Josh Danger Marr. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears gold and black. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 154.3 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Charlotte, North Carolina, by way of Makaha, Hawaii. Here is the untamable John Barnard. And our referee in charge of the action, Jason Collins.
Back it up, fighters. Back it up. Back it up.
John Barnard said, I want to make a big impression tonight in my BKFC debut with my highly aggressive style. Round number 1. Black and gold for John Barnard. Red and black trunks with gold trim for Josh Marr.
You can just tell right away that Marr is the bigger fighter right here.
Left hook lands from Barnard. Jab right back. Good left hook on the inside for Marr. Both fighters now swinging big. See the immediate head movement from Marr coming to the inside on the counter. There's the left hook. Countering right back is Marr. Marr on the left hand, right hand. Barnard with his back against the ropes, half tie plug. And on the counter right hand. Down goes Josh Marr.
And that counter just right on the button right there, Sean. Barnard still looks a little bit hurt. He's got to be careful right now. He cannot rush in and take one more shot like that.
Mandatory 8 count from Jason Collins, the referee of this bout, right back to it. 3-2 just misses for Barnard. Back to the jab goes Josh Marr. Marr hook to the body. 1:05 remaining, round number 1. Great start to this BKFC 42 card.
Barnard doing just what he said, getting into that pocket and slipping, avoiding punches beautifully.
The jab from Barnard, misses with the lead left hook. Overhand right, left hand right, hook lands from Barnard. Left hook right, lands right back from Marr. 5 seconds remaining, round 1. To the clinch.
Stop, right, turn.
Activity on the clinch, draws the immediate separation and break from referee Jason Collins. And movement again from Josh Marr on the counter. And Marr drops again on the counter.
Man, those counters are so accurate, so precise, and so fast. But Barnard right now.
Turn, knuckle up.
2 knockdowns recorded against the flow of this fight for John Barnard. Now 3 knockdowns here in round number 1. And that was with the flow of this fight.
6, 7, 8. You wish to continue.
Mandatory 8 count again, given to Josh Marr from Jason Collins. Final seconds, round number 1. John Barnard trying to reach the finish line. More big shots, left hand, right hand, left to the body. Knockdown number 4.
Wow.
There's the bell. That's the end of this fight. And indeed, John Barnard makes an impression with his highly aggressive style in this, his BKFC debut.
And just so fast, accurate, and clean with those punches. What an impressive performance, especially. I don't think he's in his right weight class right now, Sean. I think he jumped up to take this fight. Barnard looks like he was a much smaller guy. He can fight at 145, hell, maybe 135, we don't know. But he looked very impressive right there with his ability to see punches coming, avoid them, land his own shots, counter very quickly, very accurately. That was an impressive performance against a much bigger, stronger opponent.
The first 2 knockdowns recorded by John Barnard against the flow of this fight. With Marr pushing forward, Barnard on the counters. Then knockdowns 3 and 4, fully with the flow of the fight, as Barnard then stepping forward with the aggression, with the offense.
And you can just see, watch this, boom, just a nice little left-hand counter, perfectly placed.
Yes, sir.
And here's the second one, very similar, just coming straight up, just a nice little jab, perfectly placed once again. Marr just came in, put his hands down a little bit. He's throwing, he's being aggressive. When you throw a punch, Sean, you leave yourself open, and that's what happened. Barnard just waited for the time to counter, and when he did, his opponent didn't see it coming. And so it's ones you don't see that put you down, and that's what happened here.
John Barnard said, I'm going to counter and land big right hands. He countered with big right hands and left hands as well, Chris.
And it really impressed me. He talked about countering from the pocket, hitting and don't getting hit. I don't think people understand how hard that is. It's hard to do from the outside. He did it from the pocket. That's the most dangerous place in the world to do that from, because one little shot, especially against a guy much bigger than you, you're going down. He didn't care. He stayed there. He stuck to his word, what he was going to do, got the knockout. So impressive, that performance right there.
Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Jason Collins, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 1. For your winner by TKO, the untamable John Barnard.
And Sean, Barnard looked phenomenal there. I think he's out of his weight class. I'd like to see him drop down, get to 145. I think this guy could do some damage with that speed in his hands and his accuracy.
Josh Marr showed very good head movement early, was the aggressor early, but gorgeous counters on knockdowns 1 and 2 from John Barnard. And then Barnard seizing the momentum fully, dropping Marr for the 3rd time and for the 4th time in the closing seconds of round number 1. And that is the end of this fight. Both fighters opening up landing. You saw that beautifully timed left hook on the first knockdown. Again, Marr pushing forward, the counter on the straight left hand, and then Barnard fully seizing control for knockdowns 3 and 4 to the finish. The winner by way of first round knockout, John Barnard defeats Josh Marr.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
People that are missing it are missing out big time.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
Let's go!
Tonight only, you'll receive a free gift with any purchase of $25 or more at bareknuckleshop.com. Check out the huge selection of merch to choose from, with sizes and styles for everyone. You can place your order now at bareknuckleshop.com. And again, a reminder, if you spend $25 or more, you'll receive a free gift. So knuckle up at bareknuckleshop.com.
Live underway here in Greenville, South Carolina. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship brought to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink, OnlyFans, Crescent Tools, and Lions Not Sheep Apparel. And now the Crescent Tools tell the tape.
In the featherweight division, A Samples versus Glendale Futrell.
And Sean, what jumps out the page at you right here, you have the height advantage for Futrell, but also the 7th reach advantage for Futrell. That is huge. He's going to want to keep his opponent away. Ace has got to get inside and land those hard punches up to Futrell to keep him away.
This is bout number 3 in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship for Glendale Futrell. He's also had 1 pro boxing bout, 9 fights in MMA. Futrell told us in our fighter meeting his main focus in this, his 3rd fight in BKFC, is to stay calm, have fun, and keep landing counters.
Definitely wants to do that, but the main thing he has to do to make that happen, he has to stay long. He doesn't want to get in here and trade and brawl with his opponent. Every time his opponent gets close, he has to make him pay each time, Sean.
Futrell did say to us, Chris, while I want to avoid getting sucked into a brawl versus A Samples, I'm willing to brawl if that's what it comes to, because I have a brawler's heart.
Absolutely. Wants to get in there, though. He feels like it's important to work the body in bare knuckle. He understands that now. He's going to make a concerted effort to try and work the body in this fight.
A Samples now set for his BKFC debut. He's had 4 fights in pro MMA, 4 pro boxing. Samples 57-4 in amateur kickboxing. Samples said, and I'll give him quote of the week for our fighter meetings, I have a take 1 to give 5 style. Samples elaborated and said, I think I have great hand speed and I think I have phenomenal punching power.
Very true. He said he also has superior footwork to his opponent. Wants to come in here, beat the bully, land those hard punches you talked about, throw combinations, wants to stay in his opponent's face the entire fight and make this a dog fight.
I know that Mike Perry is watching at home tonight in Florida. He will appreciate this. A Samples said, my goal is to be the 135-pound Mike Perry in BKFC.
And that is quite a thing to try and reach for, because Mike Perry's been nothing short of phenomenal. But what he wants to do, get in there, throw a lot of hard punches, but he said he can't get overzealous. He cannot go in there looking for the knockout. He just has to wait, and it will come.
Samples said, well, my opponent, Glendale Futrell, back straight out. That's when I have to be aggressive, but I have to use smart aggression, just like Mike Perry. Once again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division, presented to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears black and white. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, an even 145 pounds. Tonight, he steps into the squared circle for the 3rd time. Fighting out of Auburndale, Florida, here is Glendale, the Berserker, Futrell. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, an even 144 pounds. His pro MMA record stands at 2 victories, opposite 2 defeats, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Mad Cow, Georgia, here is Ace of Spades, Samples. And our referee in charge of the action, Jim Neely.
Ace Samples said, I think Glendale Futrell is going to stay on the outside. I want to get to the inside, be very physical. Round number 1. Immediate forward pressure off of scratch for Ace Samples. Solid black trunks. Movement on the outside from Glendale Futrell in the black and white trunks. V feint from Futrell, bouncing his step. The 2 not there, back to the 1 for Futrell, staying on the outside. Samples staying measured, but you can see Chris, he's looking for the entry.
Looking to get inside to land those hard shots. Futrell doing a good job of staying long though.
Inside right hand, big swing and a miss with the overhand right from Samples, but that took Futrell off his striking line. Futrell staying fluid on the outside, steps in with the naked 2. Rear right uppercut, another one from Glendale Futrell. That was slick, now back to the jab.
You can tell Futrell's feeling more confident now. He's been in here a couple of times. He feels like he's a veteran in this sport.
Feint on the jab from Futrell. Overhand right, that misses from Samples. Resets, back to the center circle. 55 seconds remaining, round number 1 of this featherweight bout. Long jab again for Glendale Futrell, right hand. Futrell right now, he is keeping this fight at the distance that he wants. Still looking for the entry, into the pocket, into the clinch. Futrell staying long from range. Samples looking for walk down pressure.
Every time Samples gets a little bit close, Futrell just throws that little feint and kind of backs him up and freezes him.
Left hook from Samples, didn't fully land, but it excited this Greenville, South Carolina crowd. Left hook again.
You tell Samples right there, got one in the eye.
Overhand right from Futrell, overhand right back from Samples. Final seconds, round number 1. Futrell feinting with the rear right, bolo punch, straight left hand, and that drops Glendale Futrell.
Definitely enough to steal the round right there, Sean. Perfect, right at the very end.
That ends the first round.
And I think what happened there, you can tell if you look at Sample, his eye, he got hit with a punch. It looked like a clean punch, but it got him in the eye. I've had that happen before. When it does, you can't see anything out of that for at least 30 seconds. So I think he was trying to figure out exactly how to fight when he couldn't see well. That was what was going on. You could tell he took a step back. Still got the knockdown, though.
Keep your jab out, baby. You got this. You got this. It's your turn now.
And you can see here, hopefully, you can see from this knockdown just a nice little left hand. Boom, right on the button right now. A little leap in, left hook.
Keep that jab out there. You don't like it, keep it out there.
And here's the punch. Oh, it was a finger. I didn't know if it was a clean punch, but it was definitely a finger that caught him in the eye. Referee didn't see it, but when you get hit like that, Sean, it was from the angle the referee couldn't see it apparently, but when you hit like that, when you get that eye, you just can't see anything for 30 seconds, and it's at least, it's hard to deal with. He did a great job of buying time and landing that good left hand.
Referee Jim Neely, this bout is his BKFC debut. Starts round number 2. Futrell immediately back to the outside.
Futrell doing a good job of throwing that jab and then not being there for the return, because he knows that big overhand right's coming. There it was, right there.
On cue, the overhand right from Ace Samples. Samples another big right hand. Huge swings now from the mid-range from Samples. Takes himself back to the outside. Step of Samples back to the long jab for Futrell. See the big entry right hand from Samples. There's that rear right uppercut again from Futrell. Samples switches stances. It's just diversionary, looking for the entry once more.
Samples constantly looking for that angle to get inside and land those punches. Just
overhand right again above the ear. Samples starting to land big.
And that's why I like to see Samples start turn these under to the body right there.
Left hook to the body, into the clinch. Double unders. There's the break from referee Jim Neely. Right back to it.
A few more punches you can see being thrown and landed for Futrell, but they're not as powerful as shots.
Futrell, though, staying effective with that jab from range. There's the jab again. Hook jab now from Futrell.
Futrell, when he's throwing that jab, his right hand's dropping. He's got to be careful. He can hit with that left hook one more time if he keeps throwing that jab and dropping that right hand.
Overhand left from A. Samples. Left hook. 30 seconds remaining, round 2. Futrell takes himself back, lands the jab. Very much a range fight, Chris.
Absolutely. Futrell doing a good job of staying long, but
overhand right, that on the shoulder.
When Futrell gets hit, he gets hit hard. Got to do a better job of throwing that up. He's keeping his hands in a bad position. He's got the length, but he's got to keep his hands back in position.
Futrell staying long, staying off of the jab. Next stop, round 3.
And you can see here, Samples continuing to talk about getting poked in the other eye this time.
You got it. Hey, Jim.
I bet they're going to say something to the referee about that, saying, man, you got to watch this guy. He's poking me in the eyes every time. I can't see. People don't understand. If you can't see what's going on out there, that's a huge problem. You have to know where those punches are coming from.
Go get it. More than one. Yo, combos. One shot ain't going to do it.
There's a beautiful right hand. Just ducking down, waiting for the timing. Same thing, the jab coming. Overhand right to the back of the head, side of the head right there.
Backwards, you gotta start cutting angles more. Use that head movement. You got this. Keep pushing, head movement all day.
You hear the corner Futrell talking about head movement.
Let's go. Pressure his head.
Like to see him just keeping his hands, returning his hands back to where they need to be after throwing punches.
Round number 3. Immediately off the jab comes A. Samples. Jab, hook, jab, right hand from Futrell. Futrell trying to turn up the temperature here in round 3, and Samples turning it right back, even higher overhand right. Big swings from Samples. Futrell doing well to elude that left hand, back to the 1. Double jab now for Glendale Futrell. 1-2 for Futrell. See those big overhand rights and left from A. Samples. That overhand right just off the mark.
Those overhand rights are great if they land, but if not, they take you off balance. That's why I like to see him turn those, move those to the body. If you overhand the body like that, he can't get out of the way.
Switch of stances again for Samples, back to orthodox. Sarah strike stance there, presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Samples just waiting, pushing off that back right foot to land that overhand right. Just waiting for the right time. As soon as that jab comes, he wants to push off, get inside, throw that overhand.
There was the jab from A. Samples.
There he turns to the body, just like that.
Overhand to the body, left hook. Big overhand right, counter right hand again from Futrell off the ring ropes. And an effective turn by Glendale Futrell. That gets the separation from Jim Neely. 40 seconds remaining, round number 3, right hand. Right hook, right back in the left hand from Futrell. Futrell continuing to land the jab. Samples continuing to land the overhands. Samples just missing with that overhand right, but that backs off Glendale Futrell. 20 seconds remaining, round 3.
So I am very impressed with the chin of Futrell. He takes bombs a lot and just keeps walking through them.
Stiff jab once more. Final seconds, round number 3. Short left hand on the turn from Futrell. Big left hand from Samples on the explosion into the mid-range. We move to round 4.
I mean, A. Samples has just landed
Let's get it. Let's get it.
hammers right there, hard punches.
No, we're good right now.
Futrell doesn't seem to be fazed by it.
Breathe with me. Breathe through me. In through your nose, out through your mouth. There you go. You got, yo, that left is there all day. You see what I'm saying, baby? He's walking into it. You just got to double up, stop walking straight. Double up on everything.
When you throw your overhand, you got to take ground. You got to get in closer. That's why you keep missing. Double up on the jab. and then see if you can't throw it. But when you throw it, you just step in and commit to it.
Good advice from the corner right there, telling Samples to double up on the jab. He's got to get a little bit closer. When he's throwing those overhands, sometimes it's coming up a bit short.
You can beat him with a jab. 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 Come on.
Futrell talk about his shoulder pop down. This fight might be over. I don't know if he wants to keep going.
That's the conversation in the corner. Lindell Futrell talking about his left shoulder. Here comes referee Jim Neely.
Popped out. This fight's over.
Injury retirement and the TKO win for Ace Samples in his BKFC debut.
Hey, Sean, Futrell showed so much toughness in those shots he took. I mean, he wouldn't quit unless there was a problem. He said the shoulder went out. I'm going to believe him because, man, that guy goes out there, he fights hard, he takes a lot of shots. I don't think he quit for no reason.
Lindell Futrell showed a lot of toughness, a lot of heart, and he had some quality moments in this fight versus Ace Samples. Futrell was landing the jab, landing the two from range, and Ace Samples looked very good in his BKFC debut. Big overhands, explosive entries, and real punching power.
Absolutely. Showed a lot of positive things right there. Had a tough opponent. It's very nerve-wracking, Sean, when you hit somebody with some of your hardest shots and he just looks at you. That kind of takes away your confidence. Ace didn't seem to get bothered. He kept with the game plan. He kept working, kept landing hard shots, was ready to go on. Futrell could not continue.
We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, the red corner steps in and calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 3. For your winner by TKO, Ace O Spades Samples.
And a very fine victory for Samples. Did a lot of positive things out there. Look, composed the entire time, especially for his first BKFC fight. Landed hard shots, got the victory.
Lindell Futrell alerted his corner between rounds 3 and 4, an issue with his left shoulder. 3 quality rounds in the featherweight division from Ace Samples and Lindell Futrell. The lone knockdown coming in round number 1 is recorded by Samples. Samples continuing to explode to the inside, landing big. Futrell did well from range. There's the discussion with the left shoulder. That's the fight. The winner, by way of 3rd round TKO due to injury retirement, Ace Samples defeats Lindell Futrell.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
People that are missing it are missing out big time.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
Let's go!
Tonight only, you'll receive a free gift with any purchase of $25 or more at bareknuckleshop.com. Check out the huge selection of merch to choose from, with sizes and styles for everyone. You can place your order now at bareknuckleshop.com. And again, a reminder, if you spend $25 or more, you'll receive a free gift. So knuckle up at bareknuckleshop.com.
To the cruiserweight division we go. Crescent Tools brings you our tale of the tape for Jonathan Miller versus Dustin Long.
And Sean, what jumps out the page at you, Dustin Long, a huge reach advantage, 7.5 inches. He's going to want to utilize that. He knows Jonathan Miller has to get inside to land those big hammers, those big fists, those big powerful shots. Dustin Long's got to keep him outside making pay.
This is fight number 1 in BKFC for Dustin Long. He's had 12 pro MMA bouts, 14 in pro boxing, and 4 in pro kickboxing. Long told us in our fighter meeting he wants to continually land clean technical punches while always being aggressive. Long said, above all else, as a fighter, I pride myself on my mental toughness. And he said, I think that will translate very well into BKFC.
Definitely does. Talk about those long punches. He wants to throw straight punches, not hooks. Worried about hurting those hands, but he wants straight punches land right on the face. Also has to make sure he doesn't block with an earmuff style block, and that shows me that he really paid attention. He understands you're not wearing gloves in this. If you try and block the same way you do in boxing, you're going to get cut and knocked out.
Long said, I want to use slips to get to the inside. On the inside, I want to fight in the pocket rather than in the clinch. A lot of combos, angle out, angle in, step back, reset, and then smart entries.
Control the distance. That's the thing. Control it. He has to do it. Use the jab a lot at the beginning. Once he establishes the range, controls that distance, the right time to throw that to that right hand, that's the thing he can end the fight with.
Jonathan Miller made his BKFC debut last December. He defeated Stefan Reese by way of first-round KO.
You can see, look at the hammers, look at the power of this guy. So every time he throws punches, he wants to hurt you. And look at that, he shows right there, power in both hands, Sean. Not just his right hand, he can hurt you with the jab. We don't have a lot of guys who can do it. Not a lot of guys who can get a jab, knockout. This is one of them right here. Jonathan Miller truly believes he has power in both hands. As long as he hits you with one of those, he's gonna hurt you. And Sean, looking at him, I believe him.
Jonathan Miller, 1-0 in BKFC. He's also had 1 pro mixed martial arts bout, 1 in pro boxing, and 1 in pro kickboxing. Miller told us, I want to engage quickly, I want to get to the inside. On the inside, Miller said, I want to utilize rugged, dirty boxing, snatch the half-tie plum, and then heavy body shots.
Definitely coming at his opponent right away. And just what you said, he's waiting for the right time, rolling under those jabs, and then coming with heavy body work. Wants to get inside against a taller guy, clinch when he has to, do the dirty boxing, do everything he has to do to wear his opponent down.
Jonathan Miller said of Dustin Long, his opponent in this cruiserweight bout, I really respect his boxing. He has a great jab, but I feel that at this stage of his career, he can become a bit stationary.
Feels like that straight right to the body is going to be big, but he truly feels like this fight is going to be over in less than 1 minute, Sean.
Once again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the Cruiserweight division, presented to you by Crescent Tools. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 5 inches tall. His official weight, 204.7 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 30 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Johnson City, Tennessee, here is Dustin All Day Long. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears white and red. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, 205.6 pounds. He holds an undefeated BKFC record at 1-0. Fighting out of Pensacola, Florida. Here is Jonathan Big Baby Miller. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Dustin Long said of Jonathan Miller, he has good fundamentals, but he lacks lateral movement. I'm going to continually hit angles to the inside. Call of knuckle up from referee Andrew Glenn. Round number 1. White trunks for Jonathan Miller, black trunks for Dustin Long. Stiff jab from Long. See the open striking guard from Miller.
There you go. Keep that right hand high, check that up.
Snap jab from Long.
Yeah.
Long 6'5" to Miller 6'1". A crouch stance for 6'1" Jonathan Miller.
You can see Miller just trying to wait for the right time to push off that right foot and get inside and land one big shot.
fighters with the open striking guard. The head movement, now the entry.
Break, step back, y'all.
Over the head, the Chantry guillotine position. Draws the immediate break from referee Andrew Nguyen. Rangefinder with the lead left hand on the jab from Dustin Long. Hook jab from Long. Miller with the head movement. Trying to time the entry. There's the left hand from Jonathan Miller. Snap jab from Long. Continual head movement from Miller on the outside.
You see Miller right now, he's just like a coiled up snake, just ready to explode and land that big punch.
Jab again from Long.
Watch your fingers. Keep them
Partially
close.
caught, partially parried by Miller. Fighters in the center circle, 40 seconds remaining, round number 1. Tree on the hook into the clinch. Rights to the body from the half-tie plum defensively.
Right. Step back.
And the double unders. That draws the break from referee Andrew Nguyen. Long staying measured off that lead left hand. Range finding that jab to this point.
Just like he said he was going to. Use that a lot early, trying to wait for the right time to throw that too. He's not found it yet.
10 seconds.
Miller still looking to explode into the pocket, into the clinch. Overhand left, not there. Reset from Miller. That ends round number 1.
Definitely a feeling out round right there. You can see, just like Long said, he wants to utilize that jab, control the range until the right time. And Miller didn't give him the right time right there. He stayed just kind of confined and ready to stay back, ready to explode, but it never really happened this round. Best punch of the round so far for Miller right there through a good left hand.
But yeah, every time you sell his face, he's reacting and clinching. As soon as you get him flinching, you can throw that right hand behind him. No matter whether it's a jab or a right hand, you feint that, follow it up, throw it one right after. Like feint, throw, every time. You'll hit it.
It's easy. We'll warm up. Good advice right there from the corner of Dustin Long. Saying you don't have to wait. When you throw that one, throw the two right behind him. That's how it's going to land. You can't throw the one, hit him, and then wait and look at it. Go, oh, now the two is going to come, because then he's going to have time to block. You throw the one and the two right after. He can't block both of them. Good advice.
Both fighters now fully up to scratch.
Let's work. You got to work. You got to work in here, children. You got to work in here. Knuckle up.
Round number 2. There's the left hand from Miller. And around that long rangefinder left hand of Long. It's not just the rangefinder jab, Chris. It's truly the rangefinder. It's just the extension with the lead left hand. Long now doubling that long jab. The duck under. Extending the hand is legal so long as the fingers are not pointed directly towards the opponent's eyes.
You can see Long here change to southpaw stance.
So the open hand catches of Miller. Entry now for Dustin Long.
Break. Step back. Break. Step back.
The underhook. Left to the body from Long. Separation from Andrew Nguyen.
Good left hand by Long in that little exchange right there.
Clean right hand lands from Long.
And this is what Long wants. He wants to make his opponent lunge at him. That opens him up.
One hand not fully there. Lockdown pressure now from Dustin Long. Miller on the outside. This is not where Jonathan Miller wants to be.
He's having trouble working his way inside right now.
On the level change, there's the entry.
Break.
On the over-under, that will draw the separation, the restart from referee Andrew Nguyen.
Step back.
Now 40 seconds remaining, round number 2. We're at 205 pounds. Feint on the hook jab, feint on the one. Firing back is Jonathan Miller. Big right hand. Huge uppercut. This is what Miller was seeking. Double overs. Miller exploding to the inside.
Definitely the best exchange right there for Miller. He needs to jump on his opponent right now.
Long from the outside again, coming forward from distance, Dustin Long. Counter right hand, another big right hand. More big shots, and down goes Dustin Long.
And let's see if Long gets up. He looks very hurt right now. He's holding his eye.
6, 7, 8. You want to continue? Let me see your hands.
Bad
Step
cut.
over here.
Andrew Nguyen stops his fight. And just like that, Jonathan Miller now 2-0 with emphasis in BKFC.
That was just a very patient fight for Jonathan Miller. Just waited for the right time, exploded, got his opponent hurt, and finished him off.
So, yeah, he says he wants to fight, but he's holding his eye.
Very good strategy right there. Dustin Long just waited for the exact right time, waited to explode. He waited, looked like he might have been in a little trouble right there, but as soon as he felt like he had the right time, there was the explosion right there. He waited and he countered. He came with about a good 10-punch combination. 15-punch, continued to make his opponent pay. He knew he was still on. That's why I said he needed to jump on him right now. He did. Came back with a nice hard punch, and some of those weren't landed. That one landed beautifully right there. Once he landed that good punch, Dustin Long just did not like what he was receiving right there. Had that cut. You could just see from the look. You talked about the referee waiting for the right indication he wants to fight. He didn't get it from Dustin Long right there, Sean.
Andrew Glenn is looking for Dustin Long to say, absolutely, I want to continue. Dustin Long would not even look at Andrew Glenn, turning his back. Andrew Glenn did not hear the positivity that he wanted from Long, saying he wanted to continue. Glenn then stops this fight. Some protestations then from Long, but that is a smart, patient, and powerful win for Jonathan Miller. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn, steps in and calls a stop to the fight at the conclusion of round number 2. For your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Jonathan Big Baby Miller.
And in Jonathan Miller's first fight, he showed us he has power in both hands. Showed that again, but this time he showed he has patience. He was waiting for the right time. Good strategist. Great victory for him.
Not without adversity. You see the 2 cuts on the face of the victor, Jonathan Miller. Jonathan Miller told us in our fighter meeting, establishing my inside game is my key to victory. Not without adversity. Miller definitely used patience, but once he was inside, he was ferocious. Clean, powerful shots to the finish. The winner, by way of second-round knockout, Jonathan Miller defeats Dustin Long.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
People that are missing it are missing out big time.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month.
Let's go!
Tonight only, you'll receive a free gift with any purchase of $25 or more at bareknuckleshop.com. Check out the huge selection of merch to choose from, with sizes and styles for everyone. You can place your order now at bareknuckleshop.com. And again, a reminder, if you spend $25 or more, you'll receive a free gift. So knuckle up at bareknuckleshop.com.
And we are back here live at the Bon Secours Wellness Center in Greenville, South Carolina for BKFC 42, presented, of course, by Bucked Up Energy Drink. And I'll tell you, it's already been a fantastic preview. Great finishes tonight, and that's what you come for. That's why we give you the taste that we give you with the preview. You saw the quick finish there from Barnard. You saw Ace Samples look incredible in his debut, and then Jonathan Miller picking up another win at BKFC, this time over a very accomplished boxer in Dustin Long. It's what you want, right? You want finishes. We're going to give you a lot of those finishes, and you're going to get a lot of that in the main card as well. Now, if you want to get that full main card, including our co-main event and our main event, it's very simple. You got to get that on the BKFC app. It's the official BKFC app. Get the app right now. Plop down that $7.99, and you are all good for this full event here from Greenville, South Carolina, and it's full of fireworks, no doubt about it. Of course, Tony Soto and Tyler Goodjohn, a lot of folks talking about that matchup and what Tony Soto has done here in the BKFC. But then how about Blake Lacaze and Doug Coltrane? How about the return of Keith Richardson after got to be one of the top candidates for Fight of the Year earlier this year in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He is back. He's going to try to top that performance. That's all going to be tonight, $7.99 on the BKFC app. You'll also get next week in Omaha, Nebraska for 43. And you can relive what happened in Denver at BKFC 41. And speaking of such, let's go back down to the guys, to Sean and Chris. And, you know, guys, it's kind of hard. We're still in that hangover from 41, right? What happened in Denver, right? One of the most incredible sights. Not only did we get the big-time matchups, not only did we get the debut of Eddie Alvarez, not only did we get Rockhold and Perry, for some reason, we had Conor McGregor in the middle of our BKFC ring, and not only was he in the ring, he had our belt. He's watching. Let's take a look right here. Not only is he enjoying what is happening, losing his mind because of the action, then he's going to end up here in a moment getting in after the main event and facing off with Mike Perry, who was victorious over Luke Rockhold. And of course, after that, with the BKFC belt on his shoulder, by the way, he sang the praises, gave us the best promotion I think we could have ever given. Incredible stuff, guys. Let's just kind of talk about BKFC 41 and what it did for this company. Sean, we like to talk about the history here. That was historical.
It was such an amazing night. Sold out in Denver, Colorado. Now, when there are big cards, I'll hear from people. Sadly, all of my friends are in the fight world. I don't have any friends outside of the fight world, to the chagrin of my wife, perhaps. But there's a couple of days, maybe a window of 5-6 days. I'm still hearing from my friends in the fight world. A friend of mine in the UFC called me today, wanted to talk about Mike Perry before we went on the air. Chris, I was thinking, if you look at the history of MMA, which dates back to November 12, 1993 with UFC 1, maybe not coincidentally in Denver, Colorado, where we were for BKFC 41, I think you have to go back to Mark the Hammer Coleman to become someone who became a bigger star after they exited the UFC. Coleman winning the Pride Grand Prix in 2000, defeating Igor Vovchanchyn. He became a bigger star than in the UFC. I think it's taken now until Mike Perry in 2023 to be someone who was a star in the UFC, but is now a superstar beyond the UFC. That's what BKFC has done for Mike Perry, and that's what Mike Perry has done for BKFC.
Unbelievable, Sean, you're right. And what that showed me when we had this, and we had Conor McGregor there, we had a lot of UFC stars, that showed me that I thought this always, but now people are starting to understand. True fighters, the hardcore fighters, they not only respect BKFC, but they love it. They watch it. They're like, that's what a lot of fighters want to do. I talk to fighters all the time, and I can always tell the real fighters, you bring this up to them, and their eyes light up, and they're like, man, that's intense stuff. I love this, Chris. And I'm like, yeah, people are loving it. That's what that fight showed me right there, that people are thinking like I am. They understand what this is, and they're loving it. I couldn't be happier. We're getting validation and recognition from the people who love to watch fight, and who doesn't like watching this? They love watching this. This is great.
Cyrus, it was such a stacked card. I think lost in all of it, the performance of Ben Rothwell, who has emerged as an elite heavyweight. We're not going to play matchmaker, but Rothwell was so good. Chris Camozzi at 205 pounds was so good. Brandon Gertz, the Bellator veteran, so good. It was a phenomenal card with phenomenal performances.
Well, you're absolutely right, and obviously there's a lot of conversations to be had about our title situations in the heavyweight division, in the middleweight division. So much, I mean, and who knows what Eddie Alvarez wants to do. There's so many questions coming out of that event. And how about the star-studded audience, guys? Donald Cerrone in the house, Justin Gaethje, Rose Namajunas, Kamaru Usman. Absolutely credible. How about the star-studded audience? You got to love that.
And that's what I was talking about. You could tell there was a UFC fight that night. Were they there? No, they were watching what we were doing because we had the best card in the world that night. You know, we have the best. That was great. Everybody understands what we're doing. The real fighters, the true hardcore fighters, they love what we're doing. They love watching, and I know they'd like to be part of it. So we're just growing. I can't wait to see where we go in the future.
And, you know, and Sean, obviously, like I said, you talk about the history, having all those stars in there, having Conor McGregor. You got to believe we're taking another huge step here very, very soon.
Our promotion is not even 5 years old. We turned 5 on June 2nd of this year. The rapid growth of BKFC is unprecedented in the combat sports world.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and relive some of the magic that was BKFC 41 from Denver. These are highlights right now. Incredible from Ben Rothwell and Josh Copeland in an absolute slugfest. I mean, one of the nastiest, grittiest fights that we've seen. It was an amazing night in Denver, Colorado. All the stars were aligned, not just inside of our BKFC ring, but in the audience as well, as we blew the mind of some of the biggest names in combat sports, UFC Hall of Famers and future UFC Hall of Famers. That was Ben Rothwell, obviously punching his ticket potentially to a heavyweight championship bout. That is to be determined. One of the biggest stars of the night. Folks, we will see you at the top of the hour. Get your orders in right now on the BKFC app. BKFC 42 coming up at the top of the hour.
BKFC Women's 125-pound champion Christine Faria. Stepping in with the two. Two rear right hands, another right hand counter left hook from Faria. Huge shots to the inside, now double right hands and the counter right hand after Faria landed. Both fighters landing hard on the clinch. On the underhook, snapped by Rawlings. Lefts to the body from Faria. Heavy feint from Faria, overhand right from Rawlings. The right hand on the inside. Turn now from Faria. Rawlings if they're back against the ropes. Right hand now, Rawlings to the body. Dr. Muzi stops this fight.
And still, BKFC World Flyweight Champion, Christine Faria.
Eddie Alvarez now set for his highly anticipated bare-knuckle fighting championship debut. Chad Mendes, 1-0 in BKFC, 18-5 in his pro MMA career. Right hand, left hand, counter right hand from Mendes after Alvarez landed. Fighters in the ortho stance. There's the jab from Alvarez. Mendes looking for the left uppercut. Overhand right from Mendes on the entry. And down goes Eddie Alvarez. We start round number 3. And we're at 1 knockdown apiece. The short left hook of Eddie Alvarez drops Chad Mendes. Entry hard left hand right hook from Mendes. Left uppercut on the entry. Mendes just misses with the entry left hook. Left hook, rear right uppercut, left hook from Eddie Alvarez. On the straight left hand, Mendes covering up. Big shots out from Alvarez. And down goes Chad Mendes. There on the duck under from Mendes. Right hand on the entry, left hand counter right hand. We just heard the 10-second clack. Final seconds of this fight. Alvarez on the entry, left hook. Left hand again, right hand. That is ruled a knockdown. We're at 2 knockdowns apiece.
The Underground King, Eddie Alvarez.
Luke Rockhold set to make his highly anticipated BKFC debut. 22 fights in Rockhold's outstanding pro MMA career. Mike Perry enters 2-0 in BKFC. And through those 2 fights, he has been phenomenal. Perry trying to solve time and space. Rockhold on the exit hook to the body. Oh, big left hand! Big left hand again! Into the heavy clinch.
His legs are not all the way there.
Big left hand lands from Luke Rockhold. Perry walking through it, another left hand. 30 seconds gone, round 2. Good left hand from Rockhold. Right hand right back from Mike Perry. Right to the body, another right to the body from Mike Perry. Rockhold claiming he was punched low, fight on. Instructs referee Dan Mergliata. Perry more to the body with the hooks. Now to the right hand. Rockhold bleeding out of his left nostril.
Right, no strikes, no strikes.
Over the neck throws the immediate separation. Rockhold taking out his mouthpiece, talking referee Dan Mergliata. Mergliata ends his fight, and Mike Perry now 3-0 in BKFC.
What happened there, Sean?
For your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Platinum,
with Conor McGregor, man, that'd be legendary.
All right, yeah, we got Conor McGregor stepping into our BKFC square circle.
Yeah, right now, I see you practicing and stuff.
It's a bit long and lazy.
And you know, Cowboy took my arm here in Denver.
What I did to him? What I did to him?
I know, you took him out quick. You taught me a good lesson in that show.
Fair play to me, I respect it. I flew straight away, I was not going to miss this. And it did not disappoint. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. I'll be into this, yeah. Hey, your man, no, but I've already the belt. How am I at the showing up here already and I've already got the belt? Come get it, baby. Come get the strap, baby.
Very disciplined with his boxing. Tony Soto! Right hand in that drop shot, Moffett. Good step left jab. That took Palomino backwards off the striking line. And this fight is over. New forward pressure from the Englishman, Tyler Goodjohn. And that is it.